Hi, my name is Sharon Silver, and I'm the founder and facilitator of Proactive Parenting, and I'm a parent just like you. I wanted to share my story because I think we have a few things in common. My parents came from a generation where children were expected to be seen and not heard. They were expected to be mini versions of adults, doing everything perfectly, and when they didn't, they were hit, sometimes even with a belt. When my parents were raising my sister and I, we were taught to be perfect little ladies, and we were never allowed to misbehave. And when I did misbehave, which happened quite often, I was smacked, spanked, or I was yelled at intensely. Mom didn't want to use those methods, but she didn't feel like she had any other resources. In the early days when I was parenting, I did things exactly the same way that I was raised. I was 20 years old. I had no idea what I was doing. So when my kids misbehaved, they got a smack on the hand or a swat on the bottom. Then one day, my 3-year-old was playing and I reached out to give him a hug, and he recoiled from me. He was afraid I was going to spank him. That was a huge light bulb moment. I realized that I had turned my beautiful child's trust in me into fear of me, and I never touched them again. But that created a problem. I didn't have any other ways to correct behavior, and I was still holding on to the belief of previous generations that kids were supposed to be well behaved 100% of the time. Well, that belief caused me a great deal of embarrassment because my kids didn't behave 100% of the time. I came to find out later in my training that no child should ever be held to the standard where they should have to behave 100% of the time. So I began doing what a lot of parents did. I began controlling and correcting my children 24/7. I was always on top of them, and that took a great deal of energy. I became emotionally exhausted. I became stressed out and filled with so much tension that there were days when I really didn't feel like I could breathe well. And I was really reacting, even more so than I had been before. My kids had reactions too. My kids figured out if I'm going to be controlled 24/7, I might as well do as I please. Besides, my parents don't listen to me anyway. I wanted to raise responsible, respectful, and capable kids. But I knew that the direction I was headed and the way I was correcting behavior, I was never going to get there. So I began looking for new techniques, new parenting skills, and they weren't easy to find. But once I did, I used them, they worked, and I loved them so much that I began to teach them. And that's what proactive parenting is. Proactive parenting is a new perspective on parenting. It's a new way to correct children and correct their behavior ages 2 to 10. We focus on helping parents remain calm and firm instead of all the yelling and the punishing and the correcting and controlling that's gone on up to this point in order to gain cooperation. We offer parents sample conversations that are played out on children ages 2 to 18. So you always have a playbook. You always have a blueprint of what to do as your children grow. Proactive parenting is meant to be basic and real and direct. It's effective. It also allows parents to teach in a loving, respectful way so that they can support their child as their child learns from all of life's lessons. Everything we offer at Proactive Parenting is distilled down to an age-appropriate level so you can remember what you need to do and so your kids will listen and do as asked even when they're emotional. Take a look at everything on the site. See what we offer parents and corporations and schools. Take a look at our products, from our books to our e-seminars, which focus on the daily activities that you face raising kids, to our new Breakthrough program. We have something for everybody. So pick a product and get started today, changing the way you're raising your kids.